Hi grade 1, welcome to your fourth lesson this term. This is going to be your final lesson before I send you out to practice what we've been learning and before you record yourself for your assignment, okay? For your assessment, sorry. So, last week we learned how to put our types of notes, whether it's a quarter note, whole note, or a half note, and how to play that rhythm with the note that it's on the line. So we said because on this line we played it as a G. So if you've been practicing, you should be able to do this with me real quick. So let's bust out our recorders and let's play line number 1 together, okay? Just quickly, let's get into it. Hold your recorder, hold your G. Let's play number 1 in 1, 2, 3, go. Simple. So you should have that absolutely perfect, no excuses. You've had a lot of time to practice, and if you've got that down, then the next two are going to be pretty easy because all we're doing is we're not changing the rhythm. If you look at it, the rhythm is the same. In the first bar, we have 4 quarter notes. Ta, 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 just like in number 1. Ta, 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 ta. In the second bar, we have ta, ah, and in the third bar, we have ta, ah, ah. And this is the same rhythm on number 2 and number 3. So, what is changing between number 2 and number 1? What's the difference between number 1 and number 2? Take a quick look and tell me if you can find it. What is the difference between line number 1 and line number 2? Have you seen it? It might have to do with where the position of these notes. Maybe it's one higher for number 2 or one lower. Alright, so if you've said that the notes are one space above, then you're absolutely right. So now what we have here is we have a note that is not in a line anymore, but it's in a space. Alright? So how do we know the notes in the spaces? We said if you want to know what's in the space, you gotta hit your face. So we use face for the space note. So space number 1 is F. Space number 2 is A. Space number 3 is C. And space number 4 is E. Okay? And the lines was every good boy deserves Fanta. So let's look at line number 2. We can see that it's in the second space, meaning it's A. Okay? So we're going to hold our A note. And how do we hold our A note? We put 2 like that. So we said, remember we said for a G, it was like a duck, because a duck has a big bill, big mouth. A was a snake, because a snake has 2 big teeth coming out, and it bites. So we're going to hold our A note, which is like a snake. So it's like a G, but you remove your ring finger. But this hand still remains over here. It's just now you have 2 fingers down, snake, and your thumb is still there. So let's play line number 2 with the same rhythm, but this time using A. Okay? So let's try that out. Same rhythm. So it's still ta, 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 ah, ta, ah, ta, ah, ah. Alright, let's put it in the recorder. So hold your recorder, hold an A, rest it on your lips, and let's go in 1, 2, 3, go. One more time, go. Good. Let me hear you. Try it by yourself. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Ta, 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 ta. One more time. Ta, 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 ta. Good. Now this is super easy. So let's now try and do line number 1 and then line number 2. So all that's changing is the note that we're playing, okay? So it's going to be G for line number 1, then we remove a finger to play A for line number 2, okay? So let's try that out. Let's put them both together. So line number 1, line number 2. Let's get ready and let's start it off. 1, 2, 3, let's play. Line number 2, let's go. Alright, good. If you've done that, that is awesome. Let's try line number 3. So same thing, the rhythm is the same. Still 4 quarter notes, 2 half notes, 1 whole note. But the only difference is we are on line number 1, 2, 3. All the notes are on line number 3. So if it's on a line, we use every good boy. So every good boy. What letter does boy start with? Yes, B. So let's try to do line number 3, but this time holding a B. Okay? So how do you hold a B? Remember we said, what's that small little thing that's super annoying in the middle of the night and you have to sleep with a net so it doesn't take your blood like a vampire? It is a bee. So, I mean, no, the insect isn't a bee. The note is a bee, but the insect is a mosquito. Because the mosquito has a sharp tooth, and it just takes your blood without you realizing it. So, the note B. How do we hold it? With our pinchy fingers? Just that. Okay? So it's not like, no, it's like a G, but not with 3 fingers. It's like an A, but not with 2 fingers. It's a B with 1 finger. That's our mosquito. But, alright, so let's do the exact same rhythm, but this time holding B. Okay? Notice B is on the 3rd line. B, an easy way to remember B, it's always in the middle. The middle line is always B. The same way you know that G is the 2nd line, B is the 3rd line. Okay, always in the middle. So let's try line number 3. Grab your recorders. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, blow. One more time with me. Let's go. Let me hear you now by yourself. Go. One more time. Alright, good. So now let's try and put line number 1, line number 2, and line number 3 together. All we're doing is changing the note. So line number 1, you're holding a G. Line number 2, you're holding an A. Line number 3, you're holding a B. Okay, so all you're doing is just removing 1 finger for every line. So let's try it from 1, 2, and 3. Follow me and let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, let's go. One more time by yourself. Go. Ta, 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 Alright, let's do it one more time together and we'll see what you're going to do for your assignment. Let's do it again. Line number 1 till line number 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Done! Alright. So, that's a lot for 3 weeks. You've learned how to use your recorder, how to actually use your recorder to play music that you see, and hopefully you've understood it. If you haven't, just go back, watch the videos, get your parents to watch it with you and to help you. So, what I want you to do for your assignment, for your assessment, for half term is, you're going to have next week free to practice, okay? I want you to practice and get really good at it. The trick to becoming a good musician is practice. The same way, if you want to become a good footballer, you don't just sit at home and watch TV and watch people play football. That doesn't help you. You actually have to go outside and play football. The same thing in music. If you want to become a good musician, you don't just sit and watch Mr. B playing his recorder. No, you have to play your recorder and do what he's taught you. So, you are going to do 4 different things, but they're pretty simple. The first thing you're going to do is, before the first thing, you're first going to come onto the camera, your parents are going to record you, and you're going to come on and say, "Hi, my name is Mr. B, and I will be playing my note B, my note A, my note G." So you have to say your name and say what you'll be doing, okay? So for example, "Hi, I'm Mr. B, and I'm going to be playing my note B. This is my note A. This is my note G. Now I'll be playing for you line number 1 till line number 3, okay? And at that point you can have your laptop out or your iPad out or your computer and you can read off of it. So, I want 3 things from you. You're going to play for me your G note, you're going to play for me your A note, and you're going to play for me your B note, okay? So the same way you're going to say your name and say, "This is my G note." You're going to say, "This is my A note." You're going to say, "This is my B note." Once you've done that well, you're now just going to play line number 1, line number 2, and line number 3 in that order, okay? So it's what we've done in today's lesson, and that's it. That's your assignment. After that, after half term, we're going to try and do line number 4. But for now, your assignment is simple. Line number 1, line number 2, line number 3. That's it. So do your best. It's not too difficult. It will be difficult if you don't practice. But if you practice, this is easy peasy, common, deasy, whatever that means. So practice as hard as you can. And I'm excited to see what videos you guys are going to record. And hopefully you do well. See you guys soon. See you after half term. Bye for now.